show this video of her. There's a photo of her, and then there's a video of her.
It's like the guy who puts on the ski mask as he enters the bank.
Now, hold on. I don't think they...
Oh, they're blurring her face out there.
Okay. Yeah, play this one. Look at her. Look at her. Look, she's
gonna go up here
she's
like
casing the joint. That's her on the right, but look, she's casing the joint. She leaves.
Gonna go get the state-issued duct tape. That's what it's for.
Yeah, look at her. Look. Oh, I'm bringing a chair. Like, do you not know that you're on the camera before you did it? Like,
well, she needs a chair. This might have been the same Secret Service lady who was a foot shorter than Trump.
Yeah, exactly. It's unbelievable. Like, bro, like, and by the way, can we talk about something now? That's good. Like, what's so secret about the Secret Service? We know who you are. You're the people wearing the glasses. You're wearing the jacket. It's the not so Secret Service. It's like there's no secret. If somebody wants to find out who you are, they know who you are. And like this just shows like just incompetence at a level. And then, bro, at the end of the day, I don't care who you work for. That's breaking and entering, and they had to issue an apology to these people. What do you think?
Well, I don't know if you heard the follow-up to the stupidity. They used it for 2.5 hours. They used the bathroom. Lord knows what they're doing in the bathroom for that long.
It ain't no secret.
Then they leave it unlocked, alarms blaring. Secret Service suggested that it wasn't them.
Suggested?
Which is even more nefarious. It means that somebody's dressing up like Secret Service, and Secret Service is doing nothing about it. It's wild.
And imagine this. This is your place of business. This is Massachusetts. I'm not saying like the crime rate is up, but you not only break in, you duct tape my camera, and then you leave it unlocked for anything. Okay, and just to add to it, you guys remember who was the girl that got fired? Kim Cheadle?
No, she didn't get fired. She resigned.
She resigned.
In fact, not a single person has been fired, and yet whatever came of any of those hearings that we had regarding the Trump assassination, there's been no fallout. The only fallout was a woman who was not qualified to be in the position that she was in, resigned, but she has not answered any more questions on Capitol Hill. She has not been investigated, and nobody has been fired from the Secret Service despite a former president of the United States getting shot in the head. It was the ear, but it was still his head.
It's still
Wait, is it a fact? Nobody has been fired.
Hold up, wait.
Cheadle resigned, and the people at the helm of that catastrophic failure are still doing security and are partaking in the investigation.
No, it's not kidding. And you got by the way, this is a government job, and if you Umberto, good, you should be upset because let's just say he was murdered. This would be the only thing that would have been happened. She would have resigned. Okay, she would have been resigned, and then all they do in Congress and the House, and they do this BS circle. I don't want to say it, but it's like when they try to get Fauci, and I'm going to show a video of Fauci here later on. They go up there, and there are all these gotcha moments, and then he went after him, and Rand Paul went after him, and then what? No accountability because the news cycle is so fast, bro. People have forgotten.
Well, that and they're trying to deliberately move on from this because they don't want to reveal what actually happened. But just as relates to the Secret Service lady, this is from Fox News, so I don't know how reliable it is. But quoting the Secret Service, it says, "We hold these relationships in the highest regard, and our personnel would not enter or instruct our partners to enter a business without the owner's permission," end quote. Mackenzie said, stopping short of saying who was responsible. So they are sowing this like seed of doubt that it wasn't them, which means that there are people dressed up like Secret Service running around doing Lord knows what, and Secret Service itself is doing nothing about that. So I don't know what's worse.
If you're going to dress up like Secret Service, why is the one thing you do break into a salon to drop a 2-hour deuce?
Yeah.
Like, you can't come up with anything better, more nefarious.
Because they're government employees.
I guess. But this is the other problem with when we allow these government agencies to investigate themselves for wrongdoing.
Yeah.
It's like, how many times have you read a press release? It's like, the FBI investigated the FBI and determined that the FBI didn't do anything wrong. All right, great. I guess that settles it then, right?
I hope to God I'm wrong, and I just double-checked. Nobody has been fired.
Zero.
Why
would they, Umberto? Why would they fire anybody?
Come on, Vinny.
Because
anywhere else you will get fired.
I know, anywhere else, but think about this. She was, and listen, this is my belief, okay? At that level of incompetence, it's gross negligence, okay? It's highly orchestrated. And by the way, because if this was a movie, if this was a movie, this past 4, 5, 6, 7 years, all right, like they summed it all up from Trump when it started, and then somebody tried to kill him, I would say, it's those same people. I know who the bad guy is. Do you understand what I'm saying, David? I would already have been like, the Secret Service chick, she works for the deep state. She was responsible for making everybody, point fingers and no jail time.
I don't remember if we talked about this on Evaluatainment, but you go back to Kevin Kleinsmith falsifying documents to submit to a secret FISA court to get an unlawful spy warrant against Carter Page. You got Peter Strzok and what's his
Lisa Page.
Lisa Page.
And Andy McCabe, who was in charge.
Talking about an insurance policy against the Trump presidency. Did you hear that Strzok got paid $1.2 million in a settlement because of violation of privacy for releasing his text messages? Yeah.
What?
He got $1.2 million. Lisa Page got $800,000.
From who? Wait, because the
from the Department of it's one of the, I think it's the DOJ or the FBI. Someone had to sign off on it for violating of privacy for disclosing those text messages.
Wow.
And so and then what? 8 years later, they don't have a guy on the roof. Now we've seen the footage of the cop saying, I told Secret Service 2 days ago to have that roof. They didn't have the roof. We're going to find out they were literally shooting with this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Or in close proximity at the
Yeah, and I'm happy you say that. And then going back really fast, and that's why I started talking about Kim Cheadle, the girl that stepped down, Robbie. Remember the cocaine that was found in the White House? She was involved, and the guy that found it, they got rid of him. They took him off of the case because guess whose cocaine it was? Hunter the crackhead Biden. It boggles my mind that a coke crackhead fiend junkie scumbag, okay, who was at the White House, it was the 4th of July week, they found a big ass bag of cocaine and everybody was like, what? There's no camera. And why would we have a camera?
And then the news cycle switched to how 8 years ago, apparently the Trump administration was prescribing medication.
Yeah.
But also, by the way, the other guy there, the director of the FBI or the Secret Service, I forget which, the one who testified about a week and a half ago.
Yeah, the new guy.
He was involved. It was either Roe or the other guy, Abate, one of the two. Was involved in deleting the January 6th text messages when they updated their phones after Jan 6 and deleted. He was involved in that. These are the people now that you are trusting to give you answers as to how this catastrophic failure could have happened.
And then people question people like us when they go, "What do you mean you don't trust the FBI?" Listen to me. I've had FBI agents from our events come up to me and go, "Hey man, I love you, I respect you, but not all." I go, "Listen, not all. The organization." It's like when I criticize Israel. The moment you do that, it's, oh, you hate Jews. No. Israel, the government, Benjamin Netanyahu. That's like when I talk crap about the FBI, it's the leadership, it's Christopher Wray. But you are, to me, just as at fault as if you take these orders and you hurt American citizens and you do illegal stuff and you think, well, they told me to do it's my job. No, then quit. Because you have no soul, okay? If you're spying on Americans, if you're trying to dethrone an American freaking president, if you're talking Russia collusion, all this crap with this Secret Service and all that stuff, you are the problem. You are the domestic threat. You're the enemy of the people, which goes to my next story. Thomas Crooks, you brought it up, Dave. What are the odds? He trained at the same gun range used by the Department of Homeland Security, okay? Let me say that again. The department, like the people that are in charge of protecting the country, they're at a range next to this guy, okay? The records revealed he had been training side by side with DHS, FBI, and local police officer for months before the shooting, okay? He joined the Clairton Sportsman Club last August, a year ago, and frequented the facility 43 times, and his final visit, guess how many days before? The day before the attempted assassination on July 13th at the rally in Pennsylvania.
You said he went 43 times?
He went 43 times.
Over 1 year.
Yeah, clearly he needed to go a lot more because this guy couldn't shoot.
Yeah, with no scope. Yeah, by the way, no scope on the gun, which I'm telling you guys right now, the more you keep hearing and the more details come out, there is no way this dude, and you look like you're about to have a heart attack.
It's a joke.
It gets worse.
It's unbelievable. So, guys, and Rob, just out of curiosity, Rob, you haven't gone shooting yet. Who's gone to a range yet?
Yeah.
Connor, you've gone. Omerto, does this strike you as odd? He went to the shooting range on Christmas Day. First of all, the range is open. I can't believe that, but whatever. That's business is business. He was there on Christmas, Valentine's Day, and Halloween.
The Halloween one is the really suspicious one because Valentine's Day, if you don't have a girlfriend, what are you going to do?
Look
Halloween,
at the door.
everybody loves it.
But by the way, can I say something? Yeah, then I'm going to get to by the way, Nat, show this guy so people know. I want people to see this guy.
Surprising that guy was alone on Valentine's.
Okay, listen. DHS, all these people, David, I'll go to you. All those agencies, all those people, the guys at the range, that guy, put him back up, Nat. That guy is at a shooting range, okay? All you guys are there. You're all watching him. That isn't a red flag. Then I don't know what is, guys. That looks like the epitome of a school shooter, lone gunman, assassin, and he's just hanging out in the weeds with you guys, okay? It's unbelievable. It's laughable, but it's scary, Umberto, because to me, if I was looking from the outside in, I would be like, wait a minute. If he's there training with them, maybe they're training him. Maybe they're teaching this guy, hey, listen, train here. We'll make sure that you can at least get a shot off. You don't know this or not. We're going to probably brainwash you.
It doesn't even have to be quite that overt. Like if they see someone who, and we all have problems with red flag laws in terms of potential abuse. Yeah. It's just in terms of what is suspicious behavior. And you see this dude here, and he doesn't, it's not to be mean or judgmental. He clearly looks like something is off psychologically. 43 days in a year, training within proximity of all DHS, FBI, local law enforcement. It probably did raise a red flag. There's a joke, when you report someone to the FBI, they're not going to arrest them. They're going to recruit them.
Yeah,
and
no, of course.
I'm predicting it because I'm cynical. When Abate or the other guy, when he said he wasn't in our holdings, referring to crooks, they weren't in the FBI holdings, that doesn't mean that they never came across him before. And I guarantee, it's my prediction, there will be a connection because you don't show up 43 times in a year. 1 year at a shooting range where there's other DHS and security, you don't show up there 43 times and not make a connection.
Exactly.
Period.
Well, also, go ahead.
If you spend any kind of time at a range, you'll encounter a lot of interesting characters.
Everyone is
depending
super
on where
friendly.
It is. They're very friendly in a lot of places. When you go down here, the characters you run into tend to be people who are shooting things that may or may not be legal. Hard to say. Other places, if you go to a range in the middle of nowhere, it's guys who are like, yeah, I'm here in case the government gets squirrely and they don't like having cameras around. You can find interesting characters mixed in amongst all the friendly people. But if you're at a range that's professional grade enough to be training DHS and all these other law enforcement, you'd expect a guy like that to stand out. And the fact that nobody said anything shows that they either weren't paying attention or invited him.
Or they were.
Yeah.
And he did stand out.
And I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of, guys. I'm sick and tired of hearing this was just a series of failures. I know Bill Barr said something once about it's the series of failures or just everything had to go wrong at the right time. It's like, guess what? BS. Okay? There's too many mess-ups and too many coincidences. Rob, what do you think?
Well, we keep going, I wonder if there were signs. Remember how they always do that? Were there signs that this guy was going to act this way? Even the day of, this came out 5 days ago, according to the Associated Press, but did you guys see the body cam footage that came out of the local police saying that they warned the Secret Service? This is according to body camera footage released by the Butler Township Police Department, and this is a quote from a local police officer who told a fellow officer he had warned the Secret Service days earlier that the AGR building that Crooks shot from was needed to be secure. Here's the quote from the local police. I effing told them they needed to post guys effing over there, the officer said in body camera footage. I told them that on Tuesday. So you're talking about Tuesday, the Secret Service was warned that building, the AGR building, was a liability and needed to be secured. The rally doesn't happen until Saturday. So they had 4 days in advance to secure that building, and they didn't. Why?
The roof was sloped, and it was too dangerous.
Yeah.
And also it was hot, and let me
explain
these other
something.
things.
If you look, anybody with a brain in law enforcement, I'm talking about local law enforcement, any one of those guys, any security guard, David, if us five went out, all of us, everybody in this room went there, and we stood where Trump was, and we went, okay, listen, threats. Where are the major threat avenues going to be coming from? That's the main and only, that'd have been the number one. The tower, water tower, would be probably first or second, but the immediate threat is that roof. So you cannot, listen, there's no way in hell you're going to explain to me that was left because of a slope. So that's why when she said something like that, I went, oh, she's in on it. She has to be.
There's no question. And you go with the, the Bill Barr, a series of errors. It's like that scene out of Minority Report where it's like, you know how often it's an orgy of errors, except it's not an orgy of evidence.
Yeah.
You know how often you see an orgy of errors? Never. And the explanations themselves are mutually incompatible. Oh, it was a sloped roof. Well, then the other guy gets up and says, no, we didn't need anybody on that roof because we had the other snipers with visuals. Yeah. And then, what's his face? Jim Jordan's like, but they didn't have a visual on that roof.
Yeah.
They said it was a 1 in a million shot because they couldn't. So none of their explanations even make sense. The only thing that makes sense is that they knew there was a vulnerability and they knew they had this wacko kid who they had seen 43 times over the last year. Give him his opportunity. Let it happen. And he missed.
Yeah. I personally think there was another shooter. I don't even think he might have gotten a shot off if he did. Listen, I don't know what the hell to believe, but that training, the gun range that he was at, he participated in the training included high-intensity situation drills, such as preparing for mass shooting events. You can't make this up, all right? And it's just interesting. And Rob, you made a great point. They, they, them, that's their pronouns. They tried to murder Donald Trump, the leading presidential candidate for the Republican Party, 1 month ago. It's 30 days. It's been 30 days, right?
Yep.
14th?
The only nominee that actually won their party's primary and is actually, if you're going by the rules of democracy, was actually voted by his constituents to represent them in the 2024 election because Kamala Harris is not.
And Rob, that's going to my point. A month ago, they tried to take him out, and nobody's talking about it. Like, we're mentioning it here and there. He's not even talking about it. Like, he's like, my ear. And then we're moving on. It's unbelievable that one of the most, because think about it, 9/11, Pearl Harbor, JFK, if his head was shot off, okay, if that bullet hit, like in the head.
We'd be in World War III right now.
I think that's what they wanted, bro. They missed their shot. And I tell people are like, well, he's a sniper. The snipers don't miss. Yes, they do. They're not God, okay? God intervened, and he did that. And look at what the hell we've gotten. Like, dude, because if he's dead, and
you know why the media is not talking about it? If you understand Mockingbird media and the fact that the media is an apparatus of intelligence, they don't want to bring the spotlight onto their failed assassination attempt.
Of course not.
So they want to suppress this as much as possible, get Google to Facebook to declare that image manipulated so they can suppress it, so they can kill the story.
Wow, and it's
but
done.
if you want to see, like, the guy there, the photographer who was there filming in super high speed.
600 slow-mo.
You go look at the video of the apples being shot by bullets in super slow motion and understand that's what would have been but for the grace of God. That's what would have been images everywhere in perpetuity. It would have been the most demoralizing act of violence on the humankind, I guess, since JFK.
100%. And then people would have seen that image and said, oh,
this is a lesson for you.
Exactly. That's a lesson. Hey, Vivek or any of you guys with a bigger,
can do
big
it
voice.
With anybody.
Exactly. And I believe it. All right, guys, moving on. Rob, Donald Trump and Epstein, he leased his jet?
Yes. Well, can we play? Are we going to play the Fauci video? I was so excited
God,
for
you
the
know what?
Fauci video.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right. Take time away from me. I'd rather go back.
No,
to
I
the
love
Fauci
it. Oh yeah,
video.
guys. So, and Rob, I love you guys. I apologize. This was just some. Like, by the way, I got baptized last weekend. I've been trying so hard to walk in the footsteps of Jesus Christ. I'm trying to stop cussing. I'm trying to be a better person. And I get them, people have this misconception. When they see you do wrong, it's automatically, I thought you were a Christian. Yes, I am. I'm a work in progress. I'm not Jesus Christ. I'm trying to be like Jesus Christ. But anyway, that being said, I try to get as much hate out of my heart as humanly possible. But people like Joe Biden, especially, I don't care that he doesn't remember, the FBI, all these people, Karine Jean-Pierre, and the #1 winner, the crime against humanity captain, okay, this rat, Dr. Fauci, who keeps making his rounds, which, mind you, has protection from our government tax dollars, protects this guy. He needs, by the way, RFK is just getting Secret Service protection. He has Secret Service protection now because he knows that we know what he did. He needs to cover his tush for the rest of his life. Here's a video. I chopped this together. This is him about when the pandemic was hitting, talking about the vaccine and its effectiveness and blah, 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 blah. And then I spliced what he says 2 days ago, which is the most hypocritical. This is going to piss me off. Go ahead, Nat, play the video, please.
And we have 2 vaccines that are really quite effective, highly effective. Virtually 100% efficacious. I got infected about 2 weeks ago. It was my 3rd infection.
Listen.
And I had been vaccinated and boosted a total of 6 times.
Oh, he's laughing. By the way, I don't know what the hell.
I do not.
By the way, he's laughing. What the hell? What the hell is that?
In other news,
I love that part.
I don't believe that he was that he received 6 jabs. I don't believe
it either. Do you see him smirking with that horrible face of his? Like, do you see that? Like,
doodle.
By the way, why isn't the FBI involved? Why isn't he why doesn't Congress bring him back and say, you said it was almost 100% effective, and yet everybody's getting it. People are still getting it. People that are vaccinated that I know are getting COVID with worse reactions. Horrible.
Vinny, it's worse. It's worse than that. Now, Robert Barnes and I, we do our Sunday show to talk about a lawsuit that he's involved in representing Brooke Jackson.
What's the name of the show? Because I want people.
Viva Barnes on Sunday night on Rumble,
Yes.
6 o'clock. He's representing Brooke Jackson, who is a Pfizer whistleblower, and they filed a qui tam lawsuit against Pfizer for fraud. Basically, that Pfizer promised a vaccine that worked, yada, yada. And they delivered nothing. And it's fraud on the American people, but the government wasn't taking the lawsuit. So Brooke Jackson files this. She saw the bullcrap testing.
Yeah.
It was all manufactured, fabricated, fraudulent from the beginning. She files this about a year and a half or 2 years in. The government then takes over the case and kills it.
Wow.
Seeks for its dismissal because basically I think the argument is it would embarrass the government if this were to proceed to show how Pfizer fraudulently stole money from the government and produce a garbage vaccine.
And everybody that's been vaxxed can sue them as well. Right? Everybody's be like a class action.
But it's like it's beyond like they're covering it up. I just have to highlight that because the government intervened in this Ketam lawsuit to dismiss it.
Yeah, because the business partners is Pfizer. What's up, everybody? Vincent O'Shawn here. If you want to see me and the entire Valuetainment crew, we will be at the Vault Conference September 4th through the 7th at the Palm Beach Convention Center, hosted by none other than Patrick Bet-David and featuring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Guys, this is the place to be. If you are an entrepreneur and you want to level up, do not miss this opportunity. This is the best place to network. If you want tickets, go to thevaultconference.com. Do not waste time. This thing is going to sell out, and I will see you guys there. Peace and love. So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.